Hey guys, it's me, Dre. I wanted to come on here today and talk to you about one of my very most favorite pastimes and games uh, that actually showed me my spiritual gift long before I could ever name it. When people think or talk about poker, they think that it's all about bluffing and math. But the way that I play poker is totally different. I can sit down at a poker table and within 5 hands, I can call out the player who's hiding behind fear. I can call out the player that's playing for ego. And I can also call out the players that aren't going to last an hour at the table. Because when I play poker, I don't just play the cards. When I'm playing poker, I'm reading the room. I'm reading the energy. And most importantly, I'm reading truth. I remember the moment long ago when I first realized that I was bringing more than skill to the table. What I realized on that day was that I was bringing something much more. Something deeper, something divine. I was playing at a cash game. Nothing major, wasn't high stakes or anything like that. It was just a normal cash game. During that game, I kept folding my hands. Hands that by straight odds alone, I probably should have been playing. But something in me, it was telling me to fold. So I would fold. And then I would watch how the hand played. And every single time I was seeing on that day that folding my hand had been the right call. It was the right play. As I watched each folded hand, I would see that the board would betray the trap. I would see someone flip over a higher kicker than what I had laid down. And I would see bluffs collapse. It was like I was seeing the ending of the hands before they even happened. And I wasn't seeing them in images. And I wasn't hearing them with voices. But it was more like this deep inner knowing that I could feel way deep down inside. It felt like somebody was ever so faintly whispering, "Not this hand, let this one go." And for whatever reason on that day, I had decided to listen. So here's the truth. Every poker table has a frequency. And every person that comes to the table and sits at the table, they bring their own vibration. And the cards that they receive during the game, they're simply a script for them to act out. But if you know how to tune in, really tune into the table, you can read underneath the acting and the scripts that they're receiving. So let me show you how I track it. I can feel pressure shifts in the room. When someone hits a monster hand, something at the table, it starts to shift. It starts to tighten. Even if that player is trying to stay calm, the air around them, it changes. On the other hand, when someone's bluffing, they usually send out tiny energetic ripples. There are fast movements, maybe them clearing their throat, them looking away after placing a bet. Yes, these are tells. But the real giveaway for me, the frequency at the table, it starts to get spiky. It's like standing over a wire humming too loud for you to bear. Some players get nervous, and when they do, they show aggression. On the other side, other players try to blend in. But in either case, in either situation, they pulse panic if you know exactly what it is you're feeling for. And when the stakes are high, that's when things for me start to get spiritual. Sometimes I'll get chills before a big hand. Sometimes I'll get a strange sense of stillness, like I already know what the outcome's gonna be. And it's not logic. What I've come to know this as is alignment. It's me sitting in the pocket of truth while everyone else is lost in the noise. Look, I know the math. I can count outs. I can track stack sizes. I can calculate pot odds. I can even read betting patterns. But the one thing that has never failed me since that day is my inner compass. I folded pocket kings pre-flop because something inside me was screaming not to play them. I've also called with nothing on the river but a high card because I could feel the player opposing me melting in their seat. And most of the time, my read, what I feel, most of the time it's correct. Because energy, it doesn't lie. And when you learn to trust your read, not just the rules, that's when you start winning more than just the big pots. And this gift, it isn't just about poker. This gift has taught me how to read rooms in business. It's taught me how to sense truth in my most dear relationships. And it has shown me when to walk away, even when everything looks good on the surface. Yes, poker, it was my training ground. But what I learned was how to trust myself fully and unapologetically. And if you're watching this, maybe that's what you're starting to learn also. If you've ever had a moment where your gut told you something and you didn't listen, or maybe you did listen and it saved you. If that's ever happened, then drop a light bulb emoji in my comments, because I want to know if I'm not alone in this. And if you're ready to tap into your own energetic read, your own table of life, make sure you subscribe to my channel and follow along. My next video is going to be about holding your energetic power while you're healing. because the world needs more people who don't fold when the pressure turns up. I'm sending the love and the light, and I'll catch you in the next